Okay, let's finish up this 7.4 homework. Remember what I just got done saying. The closer you are to 0 on the number line, the flatter the line. Look at this. If here's 0, right? Do you think that's going to be a small number like 0.3 or 1/3, like a fraction? Or do you think it's going to be a big number, maybe like 3 or 4? I'm going to guess 3 or 4 because it's a pretty straight up and down line. Now, knowing that, I'm going to write my prediction. Prediction 3 or 4. Now, if we end up getting a rate of like 0.25 or 1/4, we know something's wrong. So let's take a look. We've got to find the starting floor, and we've got to find the rate. So it started at 2. 1 second later, and you know how I like to do it. I come over 1 second, draw a line up. Whoa, straight line. Draw a line up, meet with your elevator, and drag it over. In 1 second, 1 second later, I'm at the 5th floor. So if I started at building 2, 1 second later, I'm at the 5th floor. I went up 1, 2, 3 floors. So I went up 3 floors per second. Remember, it's always floors over seconds, y over x, floors over seconds. All right, let's try again. Now let's take a look and predict this. Do you think this is a positive or negative rate? Negative rate, very good, because it's going down. Now if this is 0, do you think this number is really close to 0 or really high, like 4 or 5? Yeah, I'm with you. It's pretty even, so my prediction's between 1 and 2. That's my prediction. Let's see how close we got. Find your starting floor, 7. 1 second later, draw your line up. Ooh, we're not at a floor. We're like right in the middle. So if you had to say at 1 second, how far had you come down? I came down about a half a floor. But because this graph, we want to be really, really specific. So now my prediction is 1/2. Let me show you how to do this. So if it doesn't come out perfectly, go to the next second and look how it comes out perfect. So it took me 2 seconds to get down how many floors? I started at 7 and I ended at 6. Good. So it took me 2 seconds to move 1 floor. Remember, it's always floors over seconds. So 1 floor over 2 seconds, look what our rate is. 1/2. So if it doesn't match up perfectly, try the next second over, match it up, and here's the big thing. You need to remember it's floors over seconds. So I went down, sorry, I forgot the negative. I went down 1 floor and it took me 2 seconds. That's what you've got to remember. It's the y over the x. So it's the floors over the seconds. So I went down 1 floor and it took me 2 seconds. So my rate is -1/2. My prediction, by the way, was a little high. Sorry about that. Okay. Oh, that's it. All right, here are my what do you call them? Suggestions for your 7.4. Staying sharp. Remember that fractions have to have the same denominator to add them. So these guys are good. These guys are good. These are not the same denominator, so you must change either one or both of the fractions to get them to the same denominator. This one, remember we're setting up a proportion. It takes 16 kilobytes, at 80% downloaded, it took me 16 kilobytes to get there. I want to know how many kilobytes are in the whole thing. Well, the whole thing is 100%. Remember, you cross multiply and then divide. This guy, you're going to want to read it, but once you read it, you're going to figure out that Tony runs 2 miles in 14 minutes and Terrence runs 4 miles in 30 minutes. If you pause here and write that down and then try it, I think you're going to be able to figure it out. This one, 3 numbers average out to be 15. They told you 2 of them are 10 and 12. So 10 plus 12, some other number, divided by 3 gives you the average of 15. You've got to figure out what number to go in there. And lastly, you've got 1/3 here and 2/3 here. You've got to figure out what goes in the middle. Well, it can't be, you can't leave it 1.5 over 3. You're not allowed to do that. Can't have a decimal in a fraction. So if I double both of these numbers, 2, 6, 1/3 is still equal to 2, 6. It just looks a little bit different. They're called equivalent fractions. So if I double this one, 2 over 6, and I double this one to get 4 over 6, Same exact thing, they just look different. Now, I think it's a little obvious what number goes in the middle. Make sure you simplify that fraction. See you on Monday, guys.